Alright guys, so we're in the car. We got this trim piece right here that runs along the side here. We're going to pop that guy out. Again, some trim tools and just kind of work my way into this trim kit here. Just press the button there, but here we go. Pop it out. Work your way underneath it to where you're not making any damage to the dash. Alright, there goes that. Pretty easy. We got some Torx here to remove and pop out some more trim panels. However, first things first, let's go ahead and disconnect the battery. And we got a negative right here. So we're gonna pop off the negative terminal with a 10mm. Come over here, pop that guy off, loosen it, give it a couple of shakes, and pop it off. Let's set it a little bit to the side there. And remember, if you're gonna remove your battery, don't close your trunk unless you want somebody to, like David, to crawl through. All right, next we're gonna remove this trim panel that's around the air control and seat heaters. So let's just try to get into this guy here. I just basically pull him from the bottom. Once I get it popped, I can work my way around, and it's coming up as a whole. There we go. And we got some connections back here. Got push down on this little white tab and pull that around. That'll get us disconnected there. There's one. There's another one right here. Push down right here and pull. All right, so that's out. To pop out the seat warmers, just pull back on these tabs and pop that guy out. Simple as that. 2 tabs, just spread them and it pops out. Same thing with this guy. So with the little elbow grease, we got it off of the fascia, and I'll show you what we got in there. So you basically pop these tabs down, what they would be in here. You pop this up, and this kind of pushes out and slides out. All right, so next, guys, we have a couple of Phillips heads down here. Let's see if you can see them here. I should bring my light in here. One here, one here. Let's pop those off. Just a regular Phillips head. Alright, that loosens up the radio. Let's pull it here. Get that screw so we don't lose it. There we go. So you squeeze it at the top right here, flip it down and pull it out. Your optical cable stays in there. Here's we got an antenna cable. We're just gonna pull straight out of this guy right here for the antenna. Boom. And our radio's out. So what I was looking at was it has a slot for some optical cables, as you can see here. So then I realized you can pull out your optical cables because they wouldn't go to the harness. So basically what you do is you have a little flap right here. You kind of crank on this flap outwards and that optical cable will just pop out like so. Then you want to get your optical cable little receiver, and just remember that the flap connects to the little hook there, so you'll hook it this way. Let's see here, you'll hook this way with the little hook towards the flap into the optical receiver. Boom, now we're set up. So now it went from here to here, because the wiring harness, if you look at it, does not have a spot for the optical right there. So now we're set up, and now we're going to connect to the box directly, like so. When we're doing our wiring harness, we're going to be plugging straight into here, like so. Now we got our optical, and we got our leads to our wiring harness. And then we got this box plugged in, which I'm not sure what it does, but it does fit there. So we're going to leave that there. It's probably steering wheel control. And now we just solder or crimp in our wiring harness. We got audio jacks, and we got a 12 volt go straight to the battery with a with a fuse. These wires right here, these are what's going to connect to these. So basically, just color code them and wire in. If you see something that's not that you're not sure of, just look it up on the manual. It'll tell you all of your wiring, everything into this manual. For the most part, I feel pretty confident about this. I've done it before many of times. So we're just gonna go color by color and crimp these in together. So we gotta strip them, crimp them, put them in. Alright, so next, let's go try it out. So let's meet in the car. We're gonna grab our USB, plug it in the back. So we have some USB connection to it for phones and whatnot. And I'm gonna send this through the back and probably out the side if I can here. Alright, so we got our USB through from the back down to where the dashboard is. That'll be good because I can use a wire guide. Now we're going to take our wiring harness that connects to the radio and plug it in. Just going to plug that part in this side. We got a European antenna adapter already plugged in. Basically, the way this goes is you just literally, you squeeze this down to open it, but you just boom, snap it in. And now we got a regular antenna adapter in, which we are also going to hook up, put it together here. All right, and now we got our main connector and our module connectors. So module connectors are connected to the modules. We got one more module here that we need to connect to the connectors. This guy right here. You see these little module boxes. I'm just connecting them. If they fit, I connect them on in. So here's another one. Find the right side there and connect in it. That's our optical. All right, and now our main wiring harness. So let's see if it works. That's going to connect. Here's the optical, where the old optical went. So you make sure you turn it towards there, pop it in, and bring the connectors together. And now, last but not least, we're going to take our main power cable here. Here's our power, and we're going to connect it to the one we have set up for the battery, which we're going to get tucked in later. And we're going to connect it right here. Got that as a terminal. And let's give the car power. Double check all of our connections. Power up. Our seat warmer, everything working. There does come a ribbon, a longer ribbon for this to make sure that we get the connection like we want it, because this is going to go up top now and this is going to go way bottom. So we do have a different ribbon cable that came with it from what I could see, like an extender. So let's go try that out. Let's turn this off real quick. Okay, take all these off and get this ribbon cable out first before we can connect everything together. So they come supplied with a ribbon cable, a new one. Here's a new one, a longer one for what we need. So we're going to pop this guy off. And as you can see, you got to be careful with all these buttons. We're going to need to pop this guy off here. Alright, so I was able to get the ribbon cable out by basically prying off the back with the little screwdriver right off the back side. And we're going to put it in just the same way we popped it out. So just slide it straight down into that. Clicked in, clicked on both sides. Now we're going to take our front panel and put it on. I'm trying to figure out which one's front, which one's back. This is the top right here. So you just gotta follow the ribbon cable. All right. Put that module back on. Everything feels like it works. Good. So let's get these little torques and start popping it back in. I'm just using this like a screwdriver, basically, because it doesn't take a lot of pressure. Is gonna pop right into this area right here, and we're just gonna sit this in. Boom. These metros are really good for quality wise. You can see where our radio is gonna pop in here, and then our AC control is gonna pop right up in here. So let's go check this out. As you can see, the AC control right here has those guides that we took out earlier. So we're just gonna run those. You see they go, see these little slits? There's a bunch of slits here, 4 of them. We're gonna put right through the 4 slits, right back through here. Get this side, pop it through the slit there, and bottom. So when you close everything in, it should have a little snap noise, just like that. This black plastic back here, which is gonna be in the way of our new double din radio, so this is gonna have to get cut out, and basically I'm gonna use a air saw to do mine. You could probably use one of those reciprocating saws, like the multi-tools that you can get from Home Depot or Lowe's, but we're gonna pull this out and be very careful with the wiring. So I'm gonna pass it over as I cut. I'll start with this side, cut that side out, and then go from there. Alright, I'm gonna pull this plastic out first here. It's kind of hard. I need to come in at an angle and cut the bottom out. Again, feeling for any kind of wires first. Alright guys, so as you can see, I cut it out basically right here, flush, down the line, flip the wires to this side, down here, and up this little area right here. So, yep. Right side, we'll figure out the location. Basically, we want it flush on the radio and over here. So let's do that next. We're almost there. As you can see, this is our position here. We'll have these bottom screws we got to remove first. And then we'll have our original mounting location for everything, and then our kit should be able to slide over this. Let's see how we got placement now. Okay, now you guys see it's kind of falling into place. So before I push in fully, I'm gonna adjust it a little bit. Next is our air conditioning controls. White's going to be on the right, black on the left. All right. Next, line it up. Make sure all the little tabs go into place there. Push it in. But anyway, yeah, so that's basically where we're at right now with everything. Looks really good. Got a touch screen now, so you know, basically everything we need here for navigation, wireless Bluetooth, wired, you know, CarPlay, which is fine because I got a cable connector. We're gonna hide this cable here, probably right through this center console, down in here, and under the carpet and into the seat, or we can come all the way back around through the trim pieces and up and over. Not sure yet how we're gonna go about that, but just the easiest solution looks like it's gonna be underneath this trim. All right, guys. So I'm not gonna bore you with hiding a cable, but I'm just gonna, like I said, run it through the center, right underneath the carpet, and down into the trunk, and just hide it down that way. So I'll have to extend the cable just a little bit, which I have plenty of cable here in my garage. If you don't, you will need some cable and, like, you know, a little eye for the battery terminal. Not a big deal. All right, guys. So I'll link everything I use as far as crimp tool, all the little crimp ends, and little eyelid that I use for the battery terminal in the description. Basically, just your basic connectors. And I'll link all of the equipment, like the Pioneer, the wiring kit, and the dash kit, all in the description as well. So 2022, guys, we're going to be really pushing out some good content. I hope you guys enjoy, and we'll see you on the next video. Thanks, guys.